Hello children, myself A. Mehrar. I am Principal AA College, Barabanki. Today we shall discuss English grammar of class 10. Our topic is usage of have and do. This is the second part, Dear children, as you know, every sentence has two parts, subject and predicate. The part which names the person or thing which we are talking about is called the subject of the sentence. The subject may be a noun or a pronoun. A predicate is that part of sentence that tells us what the subject is doing or what the subject is. It includes the verb, object, and modifiers. Examples are John threw a stone. In this sentence, John is a subject because in the sentence we are talking about John. He is the agent, he is the doer. So he is the subject. Threw a stone is a predicate because this part tells us about John. What is he doing? He's throwing a stone. So threw a stone is a predicate. The second example is the black horse galloped in the field. The black horse is the subject because we are talking about the black horse in the sentence. Galloped in the field is predicate because it is the part where we are talking about what the subject is doing. Now, dear children, verb is the most important part of predicate. We can think of a sentence without a subject, without object, but we cannot think of a sentence without a verb. It is a word that tells something about the subject. Examples are fruits were bought from the market. Here fruits is a subject and were bought is verb because it is telling us about the subjects that they were being bought. Go there at once. Now go is a verb. Here the subject you is understood and it is telling us about the understood subject that the work which he is doing is that of going. Example number 3, Mohan has finished his work. Now here has finished is a verb because it is telling us what the subject Mohan has done. Has finished is the verb. Now, dear children, as our topic today is mainly concerned with the helping verb, so we would like to talk about a little bit about helping verb. A helping verb or an auxiliary verb is the verb that helps the main verb. It helps to identify the tense of sentence, indicates the person of the subject, and determines its mood. Examples are, he is listening to the speech. Now here is a helping verb because it is telling us that the sentence is in the present and it is continuing. So this is present continuous sentence, and is also helps us to identify that the subject is singular and it is in indicative mood. Example 2, they have plucked flowers in the garden. Now pluck is the main verb, have is the helping verb. Without have, we won't be able to identify the tense in which we want to convey the sense. Have plus verb third indicates that it is in the present perfect. The work is over in the immediate past. I wish I had worked hard. Now had is also helping us to determine the mood of this sentence, that it is in subjunctive mood. Here it is a wishful thinking. I haven't worked hard. I'm simply wishing I had worked hard. Now, dear children, there are two types of helping verbs: primary helping verbs or primary auxiliaries or modal auxiliaries. Primary auxiliaries or helping verbs are be, have, and do. They are called primary auxiliaries because they help and support the main verb. Examples are, we are driving a car. Driving is the main verb and are is helping the main verb driving. And it is telling us that the sentence is in present continuous tense and subject is plural. You have drunk the milk. Have is the helping verb because it is helping the main verb drunk and telling us that the sentence is in the present perfect tense and the subject is plural. Now modal auxiliaries, they express the mode of work. They are may, might, can, could, should, must, ought, to, will, shall, would, because they tell us the way a work is being done. Examples are, I can speak English, you may leave. In the first sentence, modal auxiliary can shows that the subject, I, has the ability to speak English. In the second sentence, the modal auxiliary is may. It shows that the subject you is permitted to leave. Now, dear children, in our previous video, we talked about have. Along with be and have, do is also an auxiliary verb as well as a main verb. We have talked about the have in our previous video lesson. Just to recapitulate that it is a helping verb as well as a main verb, and it is also used in some specific senses. You may refer to my previous video for detail, Now we shall talk about do today. It is, as I told you, as an auxiliary verb and also a main verb, and it is also used in some very specific senses. Some examples, I do not work on Saturdays. Now, do not here is a helping verb, and it is helping us to determine the tense of the sentence. It is in present indefinite, negative, and the subject is plural. You have not done anything wrong. Now here, done has been used as a main verb. So first, we shall talk about do as an auxiliary verb, Now, do as an auxiliary verb is used both in the negative and interrogative in simple present or present indefinite tense. Dear children, there are just two tenses: present indefinite tense or simple present, past indefinite or past simple, where we do not have helping verb or auxiliary verb in the affirmative sentences. But the moment it becomes negative or interrogative, the helping verb comes in. So the first use of do is in the simple present. Examples are: he does not make a noise in the room. Does not is a helping verb, and it is helping the main verb make, and it tells us that it is in simple present and the subject is singular. What time do you get up? An interrogative. Do is a helping verb, and it is coming before the verb. It is coming before the subject, you. So inversion is taking place in case of interrogative sentence. It is WH type. We do not make fun of others. Do not is a helping verb. Make fun of is the main verb. It is simple present negative. Does she feed these chickens in the garden? Does is a helping verb. It is helping the main verb feed, and this is interrogative. So does is coming before the subject, which we call inversion in grammatical terms. Now the second usage of do as a helping verb is in the simple past. It is used in negative and interrogative sentence. It is not used in affirmative sentence. Examples are: they did not lunch with us yesterday. It is now did not helping us to identify that the process of lunching took place in the past and it was in the negative. Did the teacher like my AC? Once again, did is the helping verb, and it is an interrogative sentence, It is helping the verb like to make it interrogative, Yes or no type. When did it rain in the fields, Did is once again a helping verb. It is helping the main verb rain, and it is interrogative, WH type. So it is coming before the subject, it, Now the third usage of do as a helping verb is that it is used as a question tag. Short question at the end of a statement. Examples are: you live in Mumbai, don't you? When the statement is positive, the question tag is negative, just as this is true of this sentence. But if the statement is negative, the question tag will be positive. Suppose the sentence had been, you do not live in Mumbai, then the question tag would be, do you? She worked here, didn't she? Because this this is simple past, so the question tag, and positive statement, so the question tag is negative, didn't she? Mohan plays violin, doesn't he? Now, this is the statement is positive, simple present, so, and the subject is singular, then doesn't he? It has been used, What happens in question tag? Helping verb, the first helping verb, and the subject is repeated, Now, the fourth usage of do is to avoid repeating a full verb, Examples are, he plays better than he did a year ago. Now, the exact sentence is, he plays better than he played, But in order to avoid repetition of the verb play, we use do in the second form. Here it is did. So he plays better than he did a year ago. She works harder than he does, Now, the sentence is, she works harder than he works, So here the comparison lies, So in order to avoid the repetition of the main verb, work, we make use of does, in the same tense, in the same number. Who won? I did. The sentence would have been, in fact, I won. But to avoid repetition, of one, we make use of do in the second form, I did. You love peaches, a kind of fruit, So do I. I also love peaches, it means. So love I. But instead of saying, so love I, we say that so do I. Here emphasis is added, I don't want to go back, neither does he. I don't want to go back, so neither he wants, So instead of saying wants, we don't want to repeat the sentence, the verb, we say neither does he. So the fifth use of do as a helping verb is when no other auxiliary verb is present, to emphasize what you are saying. The boy does look tired. Now the simple statement is, the boy looks tired. But if we want to emphasize the thing of being tired, we have wants to emphasize the thing, then what happens? We make use of do in the same number and in the same tense, because it is present definite tense and the subject is singular, we make use of does. So the boy does look tired. So does here is used to emphasize, Do buy your books, Now the sentence is imperative, subject you is understood. So in order to buy your books, that is a simple statement, do buy your books. Now here emphasis is added, The peon did ring the bell. The peon rang the bell is the normal statement. But if we want to emphasize the whole thing, we say the peon did ring because it is past indefinite tense. So did use. Notice, children, when we used it in the second form, then the main verb becomes in the first form. It comes in the first form, Now the sixth usage of do as a helping verb is to change the order of the subject and the verb when an adverb is moved to the front, When we move adverb to the front, then of course we change the order of the subject and then we make use of do. Not only, examples are, not only does he speak French, Here, adverb not only has been used. So, what we do, we take out the helping verb and we change the order of subject and we put it before the subject. Not only does he speak French, he is also good with the computers, So here, adverb is moved to the front, and then what we do, we change the order of the sentence, the places of both subject and verb, inversion is taking place. At no time did the boy lose his self-control, At no time is an adverb phrase. We place it in the beginning because we want to emphasize it. So what do? That we take out the helping verb. Here's the helping verb, is did, and we put it before the subject. So at no time did the boy lose his self-control. Now third sentence is, certainly do they play chess daily. Once again, certainly has been emphasized, so we move it to the front of the sentence, and we also move the helping verb do, because in the simple present, we move the verb do before the subject, So certainly do they play chess daily. Now children, we are now moving on to the second usage of the do, and here it is a main verb, Now as a main verb, do is used as an ordinary verb when we do not say what the action is. When we don't want to specify what the action is, we make use of do instead of the original verb, Examples are, let us do something more interesting. We don't want to specify what we want to do. Perhaps we wanted to play, we wanted to run, we wanted to read, we wanted to have fun, so on and so forth. So we don't want to specify the action, so we use do. Let us do something more interesting. Can you guess what we did yesterday? Once again, we don't want to specify the action, so we use did. Can you guess what we did yesterday? Now the second usage of do as a main verb is that it is used in the sense of carrying out or completing. Examples are, have you done your homework? Now here it is used in the sense of completion, Have you done your homework, That means, have you completed your homework? We did the job in less than an hour. Once again, it has been used in the sense of carrying out. So we carried out the job in less than an hour. So instead of saying that we carried out the job in less than an hour, we prefer saying we did the job in less than an hour, Now, dear children, the third usage of do as a main verb is that do can replace another verb in the context of a task or a service, When we're talking of a task or a service, of course, it can replace another verb. Examples are, I have done the report, So instead of saying that I have written the report, now I prefer saying I have done the report. The done is replacing the main verb written here. Second example is, the cafe does Sunday lunches, typical British expression, The cafe does, that means cafe serves Sunday lunches. So Britishers, they prefer saying that the cafe does Sunday lunches, So does here replaces the main verb, serves, Now the fourth usage of do as a main verb is that we use it in the sense of cleaning things or making them tidy. Examples are, the cleaner was doing my room when I came back. The cleaner was doing my room when I came back. Now, doing is used in the sense of cleaning. The cleaner was cleaning my room when I came back. So, we prefer saying that the cleaner was doing my room, More so in informal English or spoken English, The second example is, I'll just do my hair and then I'll be ready. In the sense of cleaning here, do has been used, I'll just clean my hair and then I'll be ready. Now the fifth usage of do as a main verb is that it is used with will or won't to talk about things being enough or acceptable. Examples are, what size bag do you need? A small one will do, What does do mean here? That it will be sufficient, it will be enough here. So instead of saying that enough or acceptable, we prefer saying that a small one will do, The second example is, the box will do fine as a table, So here the do has been used, that the box will be sufficient, it will be enough, it will be fine as a table, Now the sixth usage of do as a main verb is that it is used to produce or make something, in the sense of producing or making something, Examples are, I have done a painting, a drawing, or a sketch, So here in the sense of produce, in the sense of making something. I have made a painting, I have made a drawing, I have a sketch, Instead of saying these things, we prefer saying I have done a painting, The second example is, I like that photo of you and me. Can you do me a copy? Or can you produce me a copy? Or you can say a photocopy is being talked about here. Now the seventh usage of do as a main verb is that we use it when we talk about studying a subject, In the sense of study it is used. What did you do at the university? It simply means, what did you study at the university, I did economics. I studied economics. So did and do both have been used in these two examples, in the sense of studying, dear children. Now, the eighth usage of do as a main verb is, we make use of it in the sense of finishing, Examples are, sit here and wait till I have done, till I have finished, Sit there and wait till I have finished. So instead of saying that till I have finished, we prefer saying that sit there and wait till I have done. Do your homework as early as possible. That means finish your homework as early as possible. Now, dear children, the ninth usage of do as a main verb is in the sense of traveling a particular distance, The examples are, how many miles did you do during your tour? Here do has been used in the sense of travel, how many miles did you travel during your tour? My father did 50 miles by car, That means my father traveled 50 miles by car. So both do and did have been used in the sense of traveling, Now the 10th usage of do as a main verb, dear children, is in the sense of spending time, Examples are, he did 6 years in prison for armed robbery, That means he spent 6 years in prison for armed robbery, The man has done 2 years at Japan. That means man has spent 2 years at Japan, So did and done, they are used in the sense of spending time, dear children. Now, the 11th usage of do as a main verb is in the sense of punishment, Examples are, she got done for speeding. That means she got punished for speeding. The boy was done for stealing a pen, That means the boy was punished for stealing a pen, So done, they are used here in the sense of punishment, dear children. So first home assignment for you, that you should frame 10 sentences where you are going to show the use of to, in different senses, or you can make even more, Now fill in the blanks. The second assignment is fill in the blanks with the suitable words given within brackets. Hope children, you have enjoyed today's video lesson. Hopes to see you soon in my next video lesson. Until then, have a nice time. Thank you.
अरे क्या हुआ मुन्ना? तुझे अदरक और चटवाता हूँ।
देखिए, इसकी सांसें तेज चल रही है। घरेलू इलाज नहीं, तुरंत डॉक्टर